Grind them up, baby. Grind them up. Hey, Ray! You need to get you one of these things, man.
All right, we're getting started this morning. Hopefully we'll make a lot of progress today. Jim's going to be joining us in a few hours. I'm going to try to clear a little bit more out towards the mountain on some of the slopes.
Anybody out there watching our videos that actually own one of these machines? Chime in, man. I started out with ASVs. I own Caterpillars, Pecans. Pretty much run them all at some point. This Kubota, hard to beat. Really hard to beat. You might see Costas in the background there. He's on the drone, trying to catch you some cool drone footage for the day. Now that we're back up in operation. He was out here this morning by himself, operating while I was driving up here. Larger stuff, I lift the cutter head up and cut down so that I'm not, it's not efficient to drop everything on the ground and grind it. You're also prematurely wearing out teeth. Now the small stuff, I will run it like a bush hog and stay off the ground a little bit. And then back up, as you see me doing right now, to initiate what we call a cleanup, which actually does the really fine chipping. really thick in here on this property, really thick. So we're gonna have to do several passes on a lot of things. And also, one of the biggest reasons that we're just primarily doing everything with just this one machine is because we're trying to preserve everything we can. You know, when in doubt, we're not taking it out. We're not trying to just totally scrape the land. We could easily do that. Not our objective. And in some areas we might have to get some dozers and stuff in here to woo, that was a bumpy one, to get all the stumps and some of the larger trees out of here. What's up, everybody? We spoke last time and we thought we just needed to fix a couple of things on the machine, like a hose. And that didn't work out. So the dealership came and picked up the Kubota and they had to replace what, Costas?
Just a small part.
Yeah, it wasn't much money. I mean, it's like they got it taken care of pretty quick. I mean, 3 days in and out, ready to go.
Yeah.
It's just a motor, just for $14,000. That's all it was. Not much at all. I mean, you know, that we can just pull that off of these trees anytime we want to. Yeah, it was a little bit more extensive than we had thought. It appears, in the way that thing was running, how it was running, and how the hours add up on that machine, that the head gasket was probably blown when we got it. So we thought about, had a long conversation, well, not too long, but we had a deep conversation about whether or not to fight it with the guy or whatever. But the saving grace is we're still in the black on that machine.
Yeah, we're still ahead of the game, but
because of what it was, the price that we bought it for, and replacing that motor. And if you look around, it kind of seemed like they might have known that head gasket was blown at the price they were given, and didn't want to say anything. So that helped us from trying to kill somebody in Pennsylvania. The other thing is that if we got into litigation with that machine, we wouldn't be able to use that machine. So it'd be come out of pocket for another one while that's going on, or potentially lose $50, $60, $70,000 waiting on a settlement for 14. Doesn't make sense. So they skated on by, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things that it doesn't matter how hard you try. It's one of those things you hope for the best and you plan for the worst. It's one of those situations where you don't want to be blindsided.
No, you don't.
And that's the thing. And whenever you do any kind of business, you're going to get blindsided somewhere along the way. Hopefully this is the one time.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, if you're watching this, buddy, our problems are worse than yours. Or they were. But anyway, they've got the machine ready. What day did I come up? Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
We got the grand tour of the Kubota dealership up here in Greenville, and great bunch of people. Did a great job with everything. Walked us through every bit of that facility. Told us what they did to the machine, threw some bonus stuff in there while they were there. And we walked around, talked with them for a good long time. And then we walked around again looking at implements and stuff that in the yard, kind of take inventory, because we're going to be at the point really soon where we need a Harley rake. We're going to have to get the bucket. We just don't need it right now, so we've just been waiting around. Going to need grapples and probably some other stuff as well. Obviously, probably before it's over with, we'll have every attachment known to man.
Yeah.
Because it's 100 acres. We're going to probably run into every situation. But it runs great. It runs flawless now. I said it in the last video that I thought it ran really well. And for something with a blown head gasket, it actually ran tremendously well. But it wasn't consistently overheating, but it would get there. So it was pinhole. We were losing water over time, but now, that machine ran. What time did you get here and start?
Yesterday I ran it from 8:30 in the morning until 7 in the evening.
So, geez, 11 hours.
11 hours.
Say 10 because you stopped, refuel, all that. 10 hours yesterday, pretty much straight. And then today you ran it all morning, and then I ran it most of the afternoon. We lollygagged around here for about an hour and a half or so, just surveying the land and seeing where to go next. Don't have any drone footage for you this time, as you may have seen if I'm showing that on the front end, because what cost us forget?
I didn't forget anything. The drone forgot it.
Blame it. We should be able to blame it on the drones by now, shouldn't we? All this IT shit and technology, we probably should be able to blame. We're going to blame it on the drone because we should be able to do that. Technology is there to where it actually could go get its own card. We had another card for the GoPro, but we used the last 47 minutes on it to catch some footage for you today, and then realized that the drone didn't have its card in it. So maybe next time, maybe I have some from actually a couple weeks ago that I didn't use and I can show here. But that's about it. It's getting dark, but it's been a really good 2 days. It's been great. There's a lot of land that's beginning to open up, and I'd say I know I'm not going to be here this coming weekend, a week because it's Halloween and Sarah's birthday. Hoping to get up here maybe during the week. I'd say by the end of November, we should have a lot of this cleaned out.
Yep.
Where we're looking at what to do next, because we don't necessarily need it all cleared out to get going on something new. Because we've got the road to put in, what we're primarily doing is clearing the parking area. I'm pretty sure I've said that. And get that all cleared out, and we may gravel that. We may just overseed it and let the bahia and other grasses grow in and just keep it mowed for now and gravel it later. Got to kind of preliminarily keep an eye out for the barn and greenhouse space. What else? What am I missing?
Barn, greenhouse, and finding different sites.
Yeah, and then we've got like 7 or 8 different sites and a potential campground area in the back of our head. But we're pretty sure that once this clears out,
you know, and we can see from one end to the next, it's going to change.
Yeah, we're finding some features that we didn't realize we had.
Yeah. Thankfully, there is that bonus to it all. But it's probably going to change every time we talk for a while until there's actually a venue area set up and somebody's booked something, I would say, or the sunflowers are blooming or something. You know, it's just every time we turn a corner on this 100 acres, there's just the possibilities just keep going. And so who knows where all this ends up? I'll probably say that every time too. But you got anything you want to add?
Just stay tuned. I tell you, it's amazing how much I don't want to say it's prettier, but just the visions, it's easier for the visions to come as you see things opening up.
Yeah.
And it's just fascinating to see.
Yeah.
How,
well, part of it is the fact that over here on this ridge line, where I started clearing today, it started making huge improvements on being able to see the opposite ridge lines of the mountains over here. And I think that kind of got our blood pumped a little bit. I know it got mine pumping because that's really what was a big seller for this property, was when we walked up to the top of that thing and you just 180 degrees see the other mountain ridge over there. So it's going to be exciting when all that opens up, and we're putting a lot of focus on seeing that first. But we're working on the parking lot, as I said, and there's really not going to be much of a view from that area. We don't think.
Well, actually, we got the mountain that's starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah,
from the parking area.
Well, the big view really isn't looking down on these ridge of mountains. It's looking back at the next mountain behind us that actually separates us from Table Rock, and so you're looking at a big mountain right next to us, which is a pretty view in itself. One way you look and you're looking at the mountain, you turn this way and you're looking at the next mountain range. So that is kind of cool. But I guess we'll catch you next time. Hopefully we'll have one out before Halloween, before next weekend. If not, probably immediately after that. But the channel is changing names and changing identity, and the fact with the logo and everything. Don't be shocked about that. But anyway, I'm Dirty, that's the Greek, and we'll see you next time.